Okay, folks, let's talk about the Chargers St. Joints practice. Guys, let's get into it.
Bull Bros.
Okay, folks, as always, Andrew Bobros here. So, I wanted to talk a little bit about the joint practice. Kind of interesting take from Saints writers to the Chargers writers. Chargers are pretty much like, we're mixed, good, bad, all the above. And this one guy at the Canal Street Chronicle says Saints dominate joint practice with Chargers. I thought it was really interesting. Then you see a little mixture of everything. But I will say this: the Chargers looked really good, I think, in some areas. And I'll be honest with you, the Saints, they look pretty good, right? Chris Olave looked great. Michael Thomas looked good. Probably the two better offensive players that I would say are on their team completely, right? But let's talk about the Chargers and what we did, and what went well, and what we can improve on. So first and foremost, Derwin James is looking amazing out there, and Brandon Staley talked quite a bit about him after the press conference. Kind of a wrap up. He basically said, "Look, Derwin James now has kind of a team around him, right? He feels like he can run free and do really well. And as we know, Brandon Staley's always wanted Derwin James to be kind of the Swiss Army knife, if you will, right? All over the field, dominating everyone, playing star, playing money, playing all these different positions. And DJ now is, I think, really ready to really be able to be the guy that Brandon Staley wants him to be, which is really exciting. And it's exciting to see, right? I mean, I'm a huge Derwin James fan. I got one of his jerseys. And so, it's good to see. And one of the things we saw today was this right here. Derwin James picked our boy Guyliner on Twitter here. So as his keys back up, here we go. Guyliner's about to throw the ball. Check it out. Oh, not today, son. Not today. Takes it to the house. So, guys, it's exciting, right? I really do believe that, again, our defense looked great. So let me talk about some of the notes on it as well, too. Again, Austin Johnson came back, which I thought was really great. And it's good to see that Austin Johnson was back on the field and actually, ready to go. I mean, that was one of my bigger concerns because, we really want to see him out there, kicking ass. But basically, Brandon Staley said this: you saw him out there today. He's a big addition to the group. Direct quote from Brandon Staley. He worked really hard to come back. He's just wired the right way. Now we have to build him back up and make sure that we could take time, but definitely a good sign for us that he's back. Now, Tito is still not back. And also, Jalen Guyton is not back, right? Josh Palmer was out there as well, too. So it's good to see these guys come back right now. And Alohi Gilman had a knee contusion. There were some issues there. The bruised knee, had a little bit of a boo-boo. They're keeping him out. And I remember this too, folks, right? These guys are not getting tackled to the ground. This is the opportunity for ones to play against ones. And they're doing different drills, 7-on-7, 1-on-1s, all the above. I keep reading. Every article I read was really interesting. Oh, Saints dominate the 1-on-1s. And you kind of keep hearing these weird things, right? It's basically just a wide receiver against a corner. And it's literally 1-on-1. Herbert throws it to whoever, right? And so, anyways, I felt like it was pretty mixed across the board. One thing that Brandon Staley did say, he said this at the end of the conference is, look, we got better today. I think what that really means ultimately is they understand what players can do well, what players cannot do well. And we're creating a depth chart, folks, right? You got to remember, it's which corners can play, which corners can match up against like Olave or Michael Thomas, these other guys that we're seeing in camp. They've already played against Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, right? So what can these corners show from these other wide receivers, and what can our defensive back show against these wide receivers, right? So, you're trying to evaluate what they can do. But I could do a breakdown on this. Sebastian Joseph Day looked pretty good. Khalil Mack looked good. You saw the interview afterwards. He had his shirt off. I was like, yo, this man's yoked, man. And but Khalil Mack was all over Derek Carr, a familiar face. It's pretty exciting. But again, it's exciting to see us get out there. And again, we're not going to see these ones play against the Saints on Sunday. We all know Brandon Staley's not going to play ones. He's going to give an opportunity for these rookies to play. But at the end of the day, this is really their preseason, right? Get the wiggles out, see how you feel against some of these number ones from other teams and kind of moving forward. But Kenneth Murray looked good. We stopped them quite a bit at the red zone, which I thought was pretty good. At the end of the day, I guess their field goal kicker tried Blake Group. It was no good. The Bolts won. It basically held it for a 23-21 win in the drill. So take that for what you will, right? Maybe that's a precursor to what the score is going to be on Sunday. Who knows? But, Brandon Staley finally said this about the defense specifically. And again, typically they break up. The defense is running one side and the offense is running the other. So, Kellen Moore is going against their defense, and then Brandon Staley goes up against their offense, and they're just running simultaneously. So they're a little bit disconnected. You're not really seeing a whole lot, in these type of drills. But Brandon Staley said, our guys were connected out there. I thought they were physical and of our defense. I thought we played hard, and the technique was good for the most part, and communications was good for the most part. And he continued to talk more about that as well, too. He's like, look, at the end of the day, we've got to communicate well. And I think that's kind of the problem we had with our team last season. I think for some reason we tend to struggle to communicate, hey, I'm going to be covering this guy. And I think there were some people that were left open, and it made things a little difficult for us to succeed. So anyways, defense is looking good, right? I think there were some good signs and some bad signs either way. Now let's talk a little bit about Dicker the kicker and Hopkins. Dicker the kicker, check this out, guys. Interesting statistic, because again, Brandon Staley even said, hey, there's still plenty of time for Hopkins to get out there and still compete in this role. Dicker he's at 90.6%, so just a little over 90% of his kicks in camp, 58 out of 64. 58 out of 64, folks. Hopkins just got back, and he's made 10 of his 15 kicks in camp. He actually missed a kick yesterday as well. So look, I think there's something to be said. I do think if I were to say Cameron's probably the guy, he's probably the guy. But you got to also ask yourself this question. Hopkins does have an opportunity to come back and prove himself as well too, but you never really know, right? Bottom line, it is what it is, and that's where we stand. So let's talk a little bit about the offense. And I'll tell you, it's interesting. This man right here shined the entire workout, right? There is a ton of footage of him just breaking ankles, just dominating out there, folks. And look, I'm going to make a prediction. I think Keenan Allen's going to have an amazing season. I think he's literally going to have one of his best seasons ever. And, I just truly feel like he's ready. His press afterwards talked a little bit about, I think it was 2 days ago. And then I think a couple of weeks ago, he said, yeah, my body feels great. I think he's ready to go. And he's looking really good. He's highly motivated and he's doing great. And check out this one-handed catch he had, folks. Check this out. And he threw the ball into the crowd, which I thought was amazing too. And Keenan Allen is just absolutely looking like a beast out there. But check this out. Herbert throws a bomb. Again, this is pretty much 1-on-1 or 7-on-7 drills. I believe this is what that was in. Makes a nice one-handed grab. Look at this. Bow. You joking me? And look, guys, at the end of the day, ain't no way I could ever make a play like that, right? You know that. I know that. Come on. I know that. I'm going to be honest with myself. Okay, that ain't me. But Keenan Allen's a baller, man. And the thing is he just looks great. There's another video I could show you. I don't want to show too much footage. I don't want to, sake of not getting banned or, demonetized, right? But at the end of the day, Keenan Allen has looked absolutely amazing at camp. And again, like I said, I think he's going to have a great season. I'm going to wrap up my final thoughts a little bit here. But again, bottom line, we looked great. Josh Palmer looked great out there. Where we probably could improve, we weren't great in the red zone. I don't believe we scored in the red zone. Yeah, we did not win the 2-minute drill in the red zone. Look, and Keenan Allen said this, still an area we need to work on. Obviously, we need to score in those situations and be able to get our guys the ball. And look, say what you want to say here. And look, it's still preseason, right? These guys are finally getting out there and working. And again, it's not a full game, and truly, guys, we're running pretty base offense and base defense for the most part anyways. Well, I'm not base defense. Defenses are pretty much the same. We're not showing blitzes for the most part, right? Obviously not hitting people to the ground, not tackling. And again, there's a lot that could be talked about as far as that, right? And again, Keenan also said about that one-handed catch, hell of a ball. Herbert put it on the spot, one-handed catch. It got the juices flowing for a bit. And then he kind of joked that, he had to throw the ball in the crowd. It was such a good play. And, lucky fan got that. And again, Brandon Staley's consistently said this about, this entire, going down here and watching these folks play. Folks, this is for you. This is for the fans. It's for people like us that can go there, watch our favorite players play, have a good time, try and get some autographs. They go sign autographs every time. So just go. If you have an opportunity to go. In fact, if I was in LA, I'd be there every single practice if I can. But again, just to wrap up, Jamari Sawyer looked great. And man, anyways, I feel really good about everything. Now, I'm going to wrap up my final thoughts about just Justin Herbert in general. Herbert's going to ball out this season. I truly believe that he's going to have an explosive season. I just do not believe he's going to have his best season yet, right? Like when I say 50 touchies, I think the man could really have 50 touchies. I truly do. I just believe that, one of the things that I saw with Keenan Allen and even the wide receiver group is that, Kellen Moore schemes people open very easily, right? And just he makes plays. He always makes the defense in conflict. Well, where are they going to go with the ball? Where are they going to go with the ball? They don't really know. But that's what a good offensive coordinator does. And this is where it's going to make it easier for really Justin Herbert to be successful. And one other thing that I forgot to mention about Keenan Allen is Keenan Allen is not only going to be playing the slot, he's going to be playing the edge as well too. So he is going to be playing outside. And it's one of the things that really Joe Lombardi did not do well is he did not allow Keenan Allen to kind of just do everything. Keenan Allen's a Swiss Army knife. You all know that, right? He's a guy that could do it all. So again, Keenan Allen's going to be, more versatile. We're going to see a lot more of what he can do. I'm just excited with this season, guys. And again, I think this practice will be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how these rookies play. Again, the two people I'm going to be checking out, Aaron Shamplin, new signed running back, and also Matt Hankins, who was signed just yesterday, now that I think about it. So cornerback, I'm sure they're going to get quite a bit of work versus the Saints because they want to see what they can do, right? They're going to have a pretty short window to show what they can do. Hankins most likely will be more of a special teams guy as well too, but I'm sure he'll get snaps on the defensive side of the ball. But I know that's a lot to take in, guys. As always, Andrew Bopros, like and subscribe if you do enjoy the content. I really appreciate it. Again, only 80% of you folks who watch our videos actually are subscribed. So please hit that subscribe button. It really does help out. As always, folks, Andrew Bopros, see you guys in the next one.